We're at a home today. We installed a mitigation system in a couple weeks ago. This customer had a passive radon vent pipe in his crawl space. He activated the fan himself. Was still having trouble with the system not lowering the radon. So we said, hey, we'll come out, we'll figure out why and help get the radon lowered. So we made some modifications to the crawl space. We added some strip drain underneath the existing encapsulation. We modified the fan. The radon lowered, then we noticed there were still some spikes. So we came back out, we addressed some areas underneath the garage slab. Radon lowered even further, but we're still getting some spikes around 6 to 8. So the average is around 2 to 3, but we get some spikes around 6 to 8 picocuries. So the customer wanted to add a secondary system. I said, hey, let's wait. Let's conduct some further diagnostics. And today I want to show you why that's so important. So let me get into it. Let me take you inside, show you everything around, and show you why conducting a thorough diagnostic and being methodical and trusting the numbers is so important. So this is our radon system inside. This is the original Crawlspace's home, shaped like a big H. So we're standing on the left side of the H, and then we've got the middle section and then a right side over here. In the middle is this like storage room under the patio. It's also encapsulated. So our system originally, he had one single suction point over here, and we took and we put some strip drain underneath. We put in a separate system. You can see the trunk line down there, and we put in ball valves everywhere so we could balance everything. After we had done that, we noticed that the radon dropped, but we were still getting these spikes around 6 to 8 picocuries, and it was coming from this garage slab right here. So we took and we installed a suction point onto that garage slab. We foamed everything across the top that we could find, and the radon came down. So the average is now around 3, but it spikes occasionally from 6 to 8. So the customer's like, hey, what do we need to do? Maybe we need to put in a secondary system on this garage slab here. Maybe this is overpowering the system. I said, hey, let's set some monitors out, collect some data before we jump to any conclusions, before we spend any more money. Let's collect some data, see what the data says, and I am glad that we have done that. So we stuck monitors all throughout this crawl space. We had one over here. We had a control right here on this little stand. We had another monitor up over here along the wall, and then we had some other monitors kind of going that way. Right out there, past that suction point there's a front porch. So we had some monitors up around that front porch. We were thinking, well, maybe we're getting some entry from under that slab. And then we had some monitors on the other side. We had one on an open blacktop wall, as well as we had a control on the secondary side over there just to see what would happen out in the air. And then lastly, we had a monitor on the inside in here just to see what was going on in there as well. So the last monitor that we placed was out here along the block wall, right here adjacent this slab. So there's an open block top here. All right, so this is the left side of the crawl space, or that other door, not the main entry door. That's over here. And then your kind of the porch area is right here, and then this is, I guess, back patio. This was the monitor sitting over these open block tops right here. They see I can stick my hand down in there, and 9.5 right there. So again, I know your termite guy said he didn't want you to foam, but somehow you got to seal these. We got to seal these block tops because that is an issue right there. This is the highest monitor we've seen so far, is coming right out of that. So we're gonna have to get really creative because this was the highest monitor. This one continuously spiked over in the 20 range. This is the clear winner right here. This area is where the soil gas is coming from. So if we had just jumped to conclusion, if we had just said, yeah, absolutely, we'll trust our gut, and we'll go and put a system And to treat that garage slab, we would have installed a secondary radon system over here on the side of this beautiful house, and it would have done absolutely nothing to treat this area over here, which is where the radon is coming from. So again, why is radon diagnostics so important? It's because of this, because radon's an invisible gas. You can't just trust your gut or your professional opinion. You have to trust the numbers, you have to trust the data so that you can identify where the soil gas is coming from and exactly how to fix it.